Whilst KMT is a relatively new organisation, the people who work within KMT are people very experienced in this level of engineering who have worked with us for many years and have now been brought together to create this dedicated team. As it grows, it's here not only to service the equipment we've got today, but actually to continue doing that work of servicing and development for many years into the future. The experienced team we have within KMT has a backbone of people who were manufacturing bespoke tooling for the automotive industry, but actually in the time that we've been manufacturing, we've produced things for suspension systems in automotive, for cooling systems, and actually started doing work for industries completely unassociated to automotive, because the basic principles of efficiency, quick changeover and lean systems are not unique to one industry at all. In the last 6 months, machinery we've produced has been sited in the UK, elsewhere in Europe, and actually in Asia as well. A complete machining line was exported to Asia a few months ago. We have produced, as I said, full machining lines for OE manufacturers in the last months. Also for original equipment manufacturers, we've taken machinery in, refurbished and made it more flexible for their line, which traditionally you would imagine that an original equipment manufacturer would always be having new. We were able to offer something better with their existing equipment than they could get with a new package. Building from scratch is quite often easier because everything is clean to start with, but actually complete refurbishments. This is a refurbishment, and as you see, the bulk of the machine is new and has other parts to it. So from our principle, whether we're refurbishing or building from scratch, doesn't make a lot of difference. The bespoke techniques still come into play. Bespoke engineering is often perceived as being a very expensive route. However, with engineers who have experience and are part of a lean culture, that's fundamentally not the case. In fact, the costs are often reduced in bespoke engineering when the people involved have the target clearly in their mind of what has to be achieved, and the first machine installed is going to do it without further modification. The ways that we can save time for manufacturers are often very simple. On a very recent machine installation that we did, there was a complete refurbishment of existing machinery, but the control system was simplified. We recognised that that manufacturer didn't use half of the features that were in the machine. We simplified the control system to eliminate some of the features that were no longer needed and put key buttons in for the things that we used regularly. It more than halved their setup time of that machine and therefore increased productivity. I think one of the things that a customer would get in working with KMT would be the bespoke package. People talk about things, but they typically have something in a catalogue. Our engineers would talk to someone and find out what they need, and we have basic principles of machinery that can do it. But then we would look at their manufacturing environment and look at specific things they needed. Recently we completely refurbished a line for an emissions manufacturing plant, and not only did they get a machine that was working as good as it would have been when it was new, which is what they expected, they actually got something which halved their changeover time from an hour to under 20 minutes. And it was principally because we could see the tooling methods they used and how we could integrate them into a machine. That would be very difficult to find from a standard machine tool builder, and I think that's the bespoke service that KMT offers that makes us unique.